Hello BookTube, welcome to Revenant Reads. I'm Vin, and today I am taking part in a very ambitious tag from the tag king himself, Mark, over at Book Time with Elvis. And this is the Choose Your Own Adventure tag. So in the video that Mark posted about this tag, which was just 2 days ago, he recommended that we read the prompts. We don't read the prompts until we are filming. So I have not read the prompts. Right now on my computer screen here in front of me, I do have his video up, and I'm about to scroll down to see what the Choose Your Own Adventure story is. Of course, Choose Your Own Adventure books I used to love as a kid. I don't have any now. Although my son and I, not too long ago, did read some of the Dungeons & Dragons Choose Your Own Adventures that came out within the past few years. And we enjoyed those. We had a good time with those. So we'll see. I don't know if this is going to need props or if I'm supposed to have books with me. But we will go through and see. So I'm going to read off of the screen here. The story. Okay. He says, in order to start your adventure, you need to choose 2 pieces of equipment. Firstly, you must all choose a book. What book and why? Choose a book. Okay. I always have this thing on the desk. I think this is good as any. The Wanderer's Havamal. Yeah, nothing like the wisdom of Odin to guide you on your adventure. One that I continuously flip through, that I really enjoy. So I'll go with some tried and tested 1,000-plus-year-old wisdom from Odin himself to help me on my way. So I'll take the Havamal. It says, secondly, you must choose one of the following. Please give a reason for your choice. A feather, a banana, a sword. I'll be right back. I've chosen a sword, of course. This is just one that happened to be closest to me. I do have some throughout the house, much to my wife's chagrin. This is a short, like a comma, based off the Roman gladius. This will be fine for my adventuring. And, give a reason for your choice. Swords are awesome. If I could walk around with a sword all the time, I would. They are, of course, they are deadly weapons, but this is a pretty crude choice. An example, I mean. But otherwise, swords are incredible works of craftsmanship. Represent thousands of years of technological progress and metallurgy. You can learn so much about a culture by looking at the swords and reveal about how they fought, the sort of things that they were fighting against. And yeah, I've always been a sword lover. So how could I not choose a sword? Okay. So this continues on. Now you start walking down a long and windy path. Suddenly the path heads off in 2 different directions. Do you go left or do you go right? I've always been partial to the left-hand path, I must say. So I'm going to turn left. So it says, you have chosen to go left. You carry on for a while, then suddenly you find yourself falling into a black pit. Figures. What would you most fear to find at the bottom of the pit? After you have faced your fear in the pit, you find yourself back at the crossroads, but this time you must go right. Okay, so I know I get out. What do I fear most at the bottom of the pit? It's going to sound hokey, but it would be something happening to my kids. That's the biggest fear that I have. I know that's not original. It probably sounds like I'm making it up. But no, that would be the absolute worst fear for me. So one that I don't like to ponder too much. So then I go to the crossroads and I must go right. Okay, so you have chosen to go right. After a short while, you come to a bridge over a precipice. To cross the bridge, you have to set 3 questions which you feel are very difficult to answer. What 3 questions would you make up? Okay. 3 questions that I would make up. I do have an urge to get philosophical here, but I'm pretty sure that Mark is thinking about more like trivia questions that have definite answers. Um, so, after thinking unreasonably long about this, I got a couple. First, Hollywood questions. What was the first Hollywood film to deal seriously with ghosts, as in have real ghosts and they are meant to be scary? Another Hollywood question would be which Hollywood film was the first to show a flushing toilet? And lastly, something silly. Is the S or C silent in the word scent? Okay, so those are my three questions. It goes on. Once you have successfully crossed the bridge, a little while later you arrive at a river crossing. You can choose to swim across or to take a rickety old ferry. Which do you choose? I'll go for a swim. You have chosen to swim the river. The point where you cross is very calm, and you make it safely to the other side. You decide to relax by the river. You start thinking about books related to rivers and other bodies of water. What book or books do you think about? Rivers or bodies of water. That rickety ferry was automatically starting to remind me of we've got the boatman. Was it Charon? In Greek mythology, the boatman. But I was also thinking Huckleberry Finn along the Mississippi. Other bodies of water. What about the dead swamps in Lord of the Rings? Whenever I go through marshes, I think of those. So that's what springs to mind. Okay, following the riverbank, you eventually come to a castle that has 3 doors labeled A, B, and C. You must choose one of these doors. Go for the first one. You have chosen door A. As you enter the room behind the door, you become aware of being in a library. However, this is your worst nightmare, as the library is dedicated entirely to authors and genres you can't stand. What would they be? I guess fundamentalist apologetics. That's the one, I guess, genre of book that I actively do not like. But most of the others that I've read, I've at least been able to stand. But I do not like fundamentalist apologetics. To escape this room, you must either sit down and read one of these books or eat one. Condiments can be provided. Otherwise, you'll be trapped there forever. Which do you choose? I can go for a good meal. I guess I'll eat it. Upon either eating or reading a book, the door opens and you find yourself in a corridor. You walk down the dimly lit corridor and you come across an obstacle. You must choose what this obstacle is. To overcome it, you must use the equipment you chose at the start of this adventure. How does it help you to overcome the obstacle? Okay, I have an obstacle and I'm in a dimly lit corridor. So, yeah, this is going to be something undead, I think, because that's where my brain goes. So this is something undead and shambling towards me. Again, my channel's called Revenant Reads for a reason. So as this thing comes to take my life, rotting, oozing pus, I can probably smell it before it gets to me. I'm gonna take my blade and start hacking at it. Now I know that's maybe not the most creative type of answer, but that's what I would generally want to do. Once you have successfully overcome the obstacle, you meet a wizened old man. The man is holding a coin. To complete the next leg of the adventure, you must choose heads or tails. I always choose tails. You have chosen tails. Now you must extend this adventure by a line or two, as well as tagging 3 or more people who have roughly the same or a larger number of subscribers than you. Unless you are Steve Donahue, and you can choose whoever you like to carry on. Okay, so I have to choose 3 that have more than me or the same. Most have more than me, so that will be easy. Let me see who you tagged here. I see Steve, Jeremy Fee, Gina, Kelly, Mark Nash, Jim, Michael K. Vaughn, and myself. Thinking, how about Steve over at Steve Talks About Books and Stuff? He's a big fantasy reader. I think he might have a fun time with this. So, Steve, if you like to do this, you can. I don't see Hannah on here from Hannah's Books. I'm sure she would have some very thoughtful and wonderful answers. So, if she felt like doing it, she certainly could. And finally, the channel Attention. Sorry, I'm not sure if I say the name correct. Is it Pae Veo? I'm not sure if that's the name that's correct, but he's got an incredibly fun channel and very unique and creative editing. So I wonder what he would be able to pull off with this. So I'll tag him as well. So that's it. When I tag people, I guess I'll add an extra line into the description. And we'll see where this goes. Mark, thanks again for the tag. Nice going on an adventure with you. And yeah, we'll see where this goes. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Thank you, BookTube.